Hey guys, it's Tony with Backwoods Biker Magazine and Wood Tramp Outdoors. Questions came in, and I get this question all the time. Is there anybody that I would recommend or people that I watch on YouTube? Hang tight, I'll tell you. Welcome back, and the answer is absolutely. I'm wanting to learn. You know, this is all about an evolution of self. When you are a bushman of any sort, you know, if you're smart, you're always looking for something new, a new way to do something, a new skill, approaching it from a different angle, because even though you might know a skill in this particular environment, you know, I may get away from my environment where I'm very comfortable and I have to perform a skill, and it could be, well, I've never done it in that environment before, but there are guys on YouTube that have done that. So that's why I watch YouTube videos of certain guys, not a lot of people, but I got a handful here. I think there's 7 on my list that I would say have corn in their crib for real, and I respect what they do. I would have no problem going out into the bush with them. So just let me start. And this isn't any particular order at all. So, but I wrote them down so I wouldn't forget any of these. So the first one, Kowalski. Kowalski has been around forever. He probably taught Moses some survival skills. We just lost Morse. You know, not too long ago, and he left some books behind, great books, but he also left some videos. Karamat Wilderness Ways is the name of his YouTube channel. I highly recommend him. I mean, this is a man that spent his entire life dedicated to outdoor wilderness survival skills and living. I mean, he lived a life, so he'd be one of those. Another guy on my list would be Joshenyart. Josh is much younger than Morse, and Josh has got a military background, and he has got a load of skills, especially in the field of wilderness medicine and first aid, stuff like that. He's also got videos out, video classes, and out of all the people that I've ever seen out on YouTube, there's a lot of first aid videos out there. Josh is very comprehensible. He breaks it down in simple layman's terms. You know, normal guys can watch his videos and learn. If you've got the coin to be able to purchase his online video classes, it's great. If you can go to his schools, his classes, that's even better. But I would recommend his YouTube channel. Is called Gray Bearded Green Beret, and again, he's got mad skills. Stroud, everybody knows Les Stroud as the Survivor Man, and I'm not big on television celebrity survival. I think 99.9% of it is BS. It's staged. Les's was never staged. And that could be part of the reason that he's not on any more major networks. You know, they try to control what he did, wanted him to produce more videos instead of quality videos. You know, there's a big line of story, but Les is one of those guys that respects the skill sets. He respects the approach, you know, to do it right. And, you know, he's got a couple books out. He does have some stuff on YouTube. He's got a YouTube channel, but he also has a pay-per-view channel. But, you know, it's well worth the money, because, again, what he teaches you are very useful, practical, down-in-the-dirt skills. Another guy down in Kentucky, he has a school. It's called the Nature Reliance School. I met Caudle probably 5 years ago when we were interviewing him for an article. And he is one of those guys that has some great down-to-earth skills. He's a great bushcrafter, but his specialty is tracking. especially man tracking. Our federal government agencies use him. He's well known around the world. He's got several books that he has written, and I've got a couple of them in my library. Super nice guy, but he's very knowledgeable on bush living. I really like his videos on edible plants. You know, he's just a great guy and full of knowledge. Of course, Dave Canterbury. Dave Canterbury, you know, he's been around a long time, and of course he's got a school that is called Pathfinder School. He's got an online store called Self-Reliance Outfitters. Matter of fact, he's got brick and mortar stores also. But what put him on the map was the television show Dual Survival, and that happened to be one of those shows that you know, was staged up. You know, and I'm glad that it worked out for him, that it panned out to put him in the face of everybody, because Dave Canterbury has got mad skills, mad survival skills, primitive skills. He is a craftsman's craftsman. He's the type of guy, if he puts his hand to it, he's not going to go at it halfway. You know, he is a world-class blacksmith, a world-class trapper, a world-class hunter. You know, the guy's got a great background, and he also has some classes. I don't know if he has online classes though, but I would recommend him watching his videos, because you can learn a ton of stuff on his videos. You know, from the simplest things to some very complex skills. He shares them out there. And you know, I'll say that this is one thing. You know, every one of us that are bushmen, we learned it from somebody else. You know, we may have modified different things along the way, tried to perfect them to fit our skill set, you know, but the truth of the matter is somebody else cut the path for us before we ever walked on it. For me, you know, I've got a line of people, started with my dad, you know, taking me out in the bush at 5 years old, and me falling in love with being out in the woods, you know, hunting and fishing. I never did really like to trap too much, to be honest with you, but, you know, he tried to teach me that too. But, you know, there's a line of people in my background, and if you'll be truthful, you learned everything from somebody else yourself, you know. So I appreciate everybody that lays out the stuff that they know, so guys like me and you, if you're a brand new novice, you can learn somewhere. Sean Kelly has a channel called Corporals Corner, and you know, he covers some pretty good skills, bushcraft skills, and you know, he does it in a very comprehensive way, you know. And I don't watch him all the time, but when I do, I enjoy his stuff, you know. And again, he's got some knowledge under his belt, you know. I know he has an affiliation with Dave Canterbury and Dave Canterbury School, as does Joshenyart. He's affiliated with him. And the next guy that I'm going to tell you, and this guy I really like, Dan Wowak. And Dan, if that isn't how I'm supposed to pronounce your name, forgive me, but it's W-O-W-A-K, Wowak, as far as I'm concerned. And his channel is Coal Cracker Bushcraft. And I like watching that young man, because again, he's got some mad skills, thinks outside the box, and he breaks things down very, very simplistic to where a novice can get it, or a guy like me goes, hey, man, that's a different way to do that. I'm gonna remember that. I'm gonna write that down. And by the way, let me just tell you, if you're one of those that want to watch these type of videos, get a notepad and write it down. It does two things for you. Number one, you can add that notepad to your library, but as you're writing, you are making an imprint in your memory bank, that you can make a withdrawal. You deposit in your memory bank, and you can deposit from that as well. So those are the 7 guys that I would say have got something to teach you. And if you could afford to go to any of their classes, you know, I'll be honest with you, I've never attended any of their classes. Not that I don't want to or I wouldn't. Time is usually my enemy. But, you know, the ones that are out there, let me see here, Coal Cracker Bushcraft, I know that he's got a good class. Dave Canterbury's Pathfinder School, that is a great class. I've known several people that have been through, many that have been through those classes at different levels, and they can't say enough. Nature Reliance School, Craig Caudle has got some classes that he teaches as well. And I believe that Joshenyart teaches classes. You just got to get on their website. Just do a Google search for their names, you know, if you don't know. But definitely get on their web or on their YouTube. Become a subscriber, you know, share with your buddies. Because again, if you just use these 7 guys, I'm telling you, you could up your game several different levels. Starting a new year out there, so maybe you can put some new teachers in your corner. So until next time, you guys ride free, you live free, and as always, you be safe out there.